overview of naval architecture. So again, the book is something like this one. Left one is original book, textbook 1. And right-hand side is Korean translation, if you need Korean text. This is the chapter names of that book, Introduction to Non-Naval Architect. So I'll try to cover the first chapter and also other histories. We will see that general arrangement and accommodation, design procedure of ship, and hull forms. Hull form is outside skin of the ship. How can you design the outside skin shape as a hull? And stability is important for caps, otherwise the ship can capsize. There is a static stability and dynamic stability too. So force equilibrium is important in stability. And dynamic also working about the ship motion and wave and sea, rough sea. There is wind and waves. There is a resistance and powering. So we need to select the engine size of the ship and also propeller. How can you select the engine and also design the propeller size and number of blade. And propulsion device is more topic on propulsion, something like a screw, propeller, and other way of propulsion devices. And propulsion machinery is more about the engine. What kind of engine, including nuclear power plant or gas steam turbine or gas turbine or diesel engine. And wind power was used 1,000 years ago when there was no diesel engine at the time. The Roman War and Caesar and Cleopatra, they use wind power for the battle. Hull strength requirement, the structural safety, otherwise ship can break. In old days, the ship was made of wood. Nowadays, it is made of steel. How strong it should be. And then materials and construction, and structural arrangements, and design methods. So what is naval architecture again? So it is about Navy architect. This is engineering discipline with design, construction, maintenance, and operation of ships and vessels. So naval architect is a person, an engineer who is competent in naval architecture. So it is Navy's architect. So here is Actium. Actium was in BC 44. It is about Caesar, Julius Caesar. It's just after the Julius Caesar's assassination. It is a big problem at the time. And there was a war between Marcus Antonius, is from Roma, and Octavian is another portion of Roma. So Caesar was assassinated, so that Octavian was inside of Caesar, and Marcus was the leader in another part, opponent part. And sea power means the Navy ships, was crucial in this Actium battle. So you can see that the wind power, wind sailing and rowing is important. And ship is made of wood. There was no engine at the time, no steel plate there in old days, more than 2,000 years ago. So because even at 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, the ship was built by an architect, Navy architect, so that the terminology was very strange, you may say, because of the history. So you need to know some new terminology, like this bow and stern, the front part and back part, and port part and starboard part. So you may imagine that when a ship is parking in a port, every time the land side should be your left-hand side or port side. That's why they are saying this is a port side. And starboard side is toward the ocean every time, so that you can see star during the night. That's why they put the name of starboard. And right, so you may see that this is not traditional wording, but once you memorize this old terminology, you can use in another transportation system. Something like airplane, they adopted these same terminology from the ship. So you may use the same terminology there. And basic terminology, the draft and depth of the ship is similar but different. And also there is a freeboard. So on your right-hand side, there is a figure, shows that overall dimension around the vertical dimension of the ship. This is a middle part of the ship, a sectional shape. The whole dimension, vertical dimension, is the depth of the hull. And they are divided into draft and freeboard. So when the ship is running into the water level should not go above that draft line. So this is the maximum depth of submergency of the ship. And the freeboard is for the safety guidance. Okay, so depth minus draft, it can be freeboard. We'll come back to again this terminology. And ship structure is very complicated. There are so many new terminologies, but I will not cover this time. We will have another separate chapter later in the semester. But we will see that this time the structure of the ship is very complicated. Made of a steel plate. There is a deck plating. And on the deck plating, you can see that one single rectangular plate of steel is made of and cut it down and then welded together to form the ship. The side plating is also true. And then there is a bone like a human body or fish body. Still, they are made of steel plate and bended and cutted and welded together. We'll see in more detail in later stage. Any questions? No? Okay. And also there is a weight problem or terminologies or definitions. So the light ship and dead weight and displacement and payload. That is important weight terminology in ship. So in right-hand side, you can see that there is a bottle. Inside the bottle, there's a paper, looks like a letter, sending some signal to SOS to people far away. But you can see that the bottle is submerged. 2/3 of the bottle is submerged into the water, but 1/3 is above the water. So light ship weight is something like the bottle weight, including paper letter. When you say pick up this bottle and then place it into some gauge, weight gauge, or you can feel the weight of this bottle when you picking up in the air. So total weight of the ship, the empty ship. So more critically, we need to take out the letter outside. So when the ship is delivered from the shipyard as a new ship, or something like a new car coming from the factory, you can say that weight is a light ship weight. And dead weight is the ship cargo lifting capacity. Ships are supposed to carry cargoes, something like letter here. But in, say, container ships, they need to transport container, or oil tankers, they transport oils, crude oils. So something like a cargo truck, you need to transport or move cargoes as much as possible to get more money. But if you see this bottle, there is a limitation of how much things are inside the bottle, how much liquid or letters. So there is a weight, maximum weight we can carry into the ship. We can say this is a dead weight. And displacement weight is a combination of weight between lightweight and dead weight. So here in right-hand side, the displacement weight is altogether, including a bottle, void bottle, and also the letter. Even though letter weight is very small. And payload is very similar to dead weight. But many times, this is used for Navy ships or passenger ships rather than cargo ships. But theoretically or scientifically, they are similar to dead weight. We'll learn more on later stage. Questions? Right? So history. This is from Egypt, and 2,500 years ago. No, more than 25. BC, so it's a 4,100 years ago. 4,000 years ago. There is already ship, length, radius, and it is near the pyramid. So it is a ship for river, for Nile, and made of wood, cedar wood. So in the middle, there is a ship. So outside is just a coverage to display this ship, to protect the ship. So in the dark side, dark colored one here, and with a very long front, this is the ship of Khufu. And then for the Greek times, there was a Phoenician and Greeks was good shipbuilders and also operators, navigators in the Mediterranean Sea. So that all the historic shipbuilding terminology is coming from that years of Greek and Roman years. Archimedes is famous of this his theory, hydrostatics. his years was also before Christ. Old man, old years. And because of this Eureka, the building I'm located in is named after this, his Archimedes. So we call this as the Eureka building. And hydrostatics. Can you remember what was the story of this one? You can see that gold crown there. Anybody can say something about this story?
Yes.
Right, try.
Okay.
Project.
Okay. I hope I remember it correctly, but I think he was assigned by the king to check if the gold crown is real gold or not, and he was thinking about how to solve that problem. And I think in the middle of that, he wanted to take a bath or something, and then went to the bathroom. And when he stepped into the bathtub, he saw like the amount of water, the height of water increased. So he thought that that method may help him, because real gold and something else mixed with some other minerals will have different weight. That means it will displace different amount of water. And he
Right,
realized he can use that method to check if it's real or not.
right, right, good. He knows well.
Yeah, and the last
Right,
part, I think after realizing that he ran to the king shouting, "Yeah, Eureka!"
right. Without any clothes, straight, right? Yeah, this is related with right. Thank you very much. Hydrostatics. It means volume and also weight, and or whether the specific weight of this gold, so that we can see whether this is a pure 100% pure gold or not. So we can measure the volume of this crown, the weight of crown, so that we can calculate density or specific weight. That was his. So basic idea was to measure the volume of this net volume of the crown. Because the shape is very complicated, it's not easy to measure the volume of the crown. So he used water level rising something. We'll see more on this later stage about static, hydrostatic. And Roman and Viking. So Triremes was a ship in the right-hand side, Roman and Greek. And also long ships by the Viking ships. Looks similar. Right? Rowing and sailing, that was the most important things too. Should be fighting ships, navy ships. It should be faster. And also navigation should be very easy. Right? So how can you design this? Also making using wood. Also need a technology there. And wooden ships. In 1880 is a Santa Maria. It looks like a ship that is used by Columbus. And Victoria should be used by Catholics. Oh no, Protestant. They want to move from Europe to North America. First ship. And also the turtle ship for Koreans, it is very famous. So around that time, right? But they are saying that this is steel plated on the cover, right? And it comes with 18th ME407 that it comes with the engine, steam engine, wooden ship, but it has an engine. And Mayflower is the Protestant, probably. Victoria, I can't remember. And Curtisac is also a name of the drink, alcohol. But it is coming from the ship name. And how many years ago? 250 years ago. So it comes with Christopher Columbus. He want to return back and reach China by sailing not east-wise, but west. So go west from the Spain, and then he expect to arrive at China. But before he arrived at America, right? But the money, this is the ship, the Santa Maria, but he doesn't have enough money to build 3 ships. So Spain's king and also queen, the Isabella, they invest actually money to him in 1492. So 3 ships on the first page. The name was 3, and the Santa Maria is one of them. But he succeeded to find out and return back to. So that was a very important investment and success story. And what is this? Spanish Armada and English ships fighting. It's a big navy battle between Spain and England. So because of this losing this battle, the leadership of the nation is moved from Spain to England. So after that, England is leading the world in terms of navy, and this is about the first train in 1812 and locomotive engine, and also the first car coming from the bench is about 1885. So it is only 203, less than 300 years old. And also the Newton published the book, the famous book of Principia Mathematica. This is about the dynamics of the motion of the object. So, and then it comes with iron ships after the wood ships. So first iron steamships. So iron is different from steel. But anyway, it's made of kind of steel or steel ore. But anyway, they use first iron to build the ship, and also there is a steam engine there. And Great Eastern sailing steamship, the sail is 2, steam engine is together, so they want to move faster. And US Navy, this is a warship, Navy warship. And then it comes with a tiny Titanic at the beginning of 20th century. You may know about this ship. It was a very new ship, very luxury ships, but it has a big disaster. That's why many people knows about this story. And film is made.